lot of firms have a very robust client service feedback program. So our principals are required to have in-person interviews where we ask what we're doing well, what can be improved upon, what challenges our clients are facing, and they do a certain number of those every year to make sure that we're maintaining that close personal relationship and that touch point, and that we're also identifying other ways that we can serve them and kind of grow them in our business. And we noticed that as we were communicating with them verbally and written format, you need to do a certain number of these every year by this time, and this is what you need to do, we weren't getting a lot of traction. So we changed it into a little bit of a competition and made this, and we started doing this story with them visually instead of just speaking with them and telling them what to do in an email or telling them what to do. So we made what we call the procrastination curve. This is how many interviews you need to do. If you're starting ahead and planning ahead, it's a nice mellow ride. If you get to the end of the time frame, you're gonna, hit the steep curve where you have to do 7 interviews in a week, and that's unpleasant. So we have a little marker here that shows where they are time-wise, and then we also have our current leader. So we put a picture of the principal who's in the lead, and they've noticed that we get more traction from people trying to chase this little winner in the corner.
So what we did is people do really resonate with our logo, and we found out when we did one type of invitation that we did put our logo on, people just threw it away. They didn't resonate with it. They didn't even realize it came from us. They didn't, when we started talking to them, so I kind of learned my lesson on that. So when we sent out the move announcements, I had the outside of it look just like our old I call them bread and butter cards, little thank you cards. And then the inside, when you opened it up, and we had our logo, it looked exactly like it, had our old name on it, and then when you opened it up, what it did is it had, we have a new look, here's the new look, we have a new name, here's the name, and then we had on there, but our principals are still the same, and so we listed out who our people still were, and this is our new address, and we really it was something very simple, but it was something that helped them transition from this is what they were and this is where they are now. They're still the same people that we like, but they've updated and they're moving forward.
One thing we started this year was we're working with our younger staff. I said I need to change the mentality. We want our younger staff involved in marketing. So we started a subgroup with all the younger staff that are excited about marketing, and I want to know what their thoughts are, what their ideas are, and where can we get out and market to younger staff and peers. And I know there's some things that they're not privy to, so we don't want them actually in the room for the marketing meeting, but why don't we have a subcommittee where I'll sit with them and we'll have our own meeting, and then I'll have someone from the group come into our marketing committee meeting and report back. And that's how it started. And it started very slowly because they're like, oh, I don't know. But now they see how excited they are and the business that they're bringing in and the events that they're attending. And they're starting to come on board. And it's been fantastic. We have more younger staff involved. They're bringing in business. They're excited. They're coming into marketing. How about this? What can we do about that? I'd like to go to this event. What do you think? So it's really been exciting for our younger staff to be involved. And our partners are excited.
We have a strategic selling team, which I'm sure many of you have some sort of similar program with your partners that we have weekly, and it's a great pipeline is what it is, and everyone has their own pipeline. And so what we've done with our younger members is we've invited them, those interested in selling down the road and being more in business development, having them join that meeting. And so we have a rotating member schedule, and each of those individuals has their own pipeline. And so it's incentive for them to get their own prospects and to work them through their pipeline. And they share every Monday or when they're in there where they are with these prospects, and they get input from the partners on how to work with that prospect and move them through to a sale. So it's a huge opportunity for them in the firm. It's visibility in front of all the partners to see that yes, they want to sell, and this is what they're doing to get it done. And it also they're provided tools to help facilitate them in that process. So it's a great way to say, you know, we hear you, you want to be selling, you want to maybe be a partner one day and have a, you know, a sales goal every year. What can we do to help you?
And the main issue that we were having is in the past, a lot of people or a lot of other associations that we were affiliated with didn't know how to utilize or use our logo. So on different sites, our logo would be presented completely differently. So what we did was we established a brand guidelines document, and we basically gave that to all of our affiliations that basically show them how they're allowed to use the logo, what colors are allowed to use, what are adequate for print format, web format, and so forth.
We've developed a top 100 program, we call it, a combined sales and marketing program, where we focused on solely getting the firm in front of 100 prospects that we've selected. So the way that started is we looked at what we'd like to see as a signature client, so signature prospect. We workshopped that for like half a day, you know, what sort of industries are in, who are leading these organisations. And then we researched our sort of geography, the northwest of the UK, and we identified 100 firms, which might sound a lot, but previously, you know, we've got a 4,000 person mailing list. You know, we were mailing all this stuff out to all these people, so we kind of really focused everything in just getting in front of 100 people. So everything is just targeted at that. The events we run, they're targeting on the top 100. The sponsorship opportunities, everything's just focused on the top 100. So we've turned it completely around on its head. We have a monthly sales meeting, and it's all about getting the partners leads to go out and sell the firm.
We thought, oh, we've not done anything for a while, so we'll just write a letter and send it out to people, which, as I'm sure is the case for everyone, you don't get much inbound interest from another letter that lands on someone's desk. So we decided to do something a bit different, spend a little bit more money on it. We decided to send them a box of cupcakes. So the main contact, who is usually the MD or the majority shareholder who we want to get in front of, received a hand-delivered box of homemade cupcakes which had our branding on them, were addressed from the partner who was responsible for that prospect. Had a little note in it saying, enjoy, here are my contact details, I'll give you a call. And then the partners were tasked with following up on the cupcakes the next week to see if they enjoyed them and can we come and have a meeting with you. So interestingly, we actually got some inbound calls and emails from the cupcakes saying thank you. Some of them were saying thank you, but we were happy with our advisors, so no thank you. Which, although it was a knockback, we could then just take them off the top 100 and replace them, and we weren't wasting any money or time on them anymore. Another one came back and said, thank you, let's have a meeting, and they're actually now a client. So we spent £1,000 on the campaign altogether, but this has turned into a 20, 30
Pound for pound has been the most cost-effective marketing campaign. Top 100, what we're doing is it's the same 100, we're moving them down the funnel, quarter on quarter, month on month. So we've got activity that's just constantly battering down the top 100. If anybody falls off the top 100, we replace them with a new prospect.
So we probably do 40 different ads and different things. So we came up with a format that worked, and at least for us, and I brought some samples. It started off with a quote, and the quote changes depending on the topic. And then we all the different ads came down with the same format, the same placement of the logo. But coming up with a format that worked and different things was very helpful, saved a lot of time. And it was just, I think we felt it was just creative enough that it wasn't focused on us. It was focused on the quote. It got people to stop and read the ad, and then we could focus then on hopefully then reading about our people. So the other one that was kind of creative too, we had a gal that wrote an article, and it was about the ghosts related to trust. And so in our ad, we even put a little ghost in the background. And a lot of people commented about that ghost, and was like, oh, that was so clever.
I did was a very, very simple Net Promoter Score survey of just the one scale, one comment box, plus a little tick box to say, would you like to talk to our marketing team a little bit more? And so that went out to all of our clients. About 50% of them ticked the box. Lots of them, most of them filled in the comments box as well, so I suddenly had this huge amount of evidence. The score wasn't too bad, but what it has given us is a benchmark that we can now improve on, and has given me a really great excuse to go and talk to all of our clients. We did just one score firm-wide because our firm operates in niches, so it can become very siloed. So I didn't want to divide up. We've got the score per team, so we have one score firm-wide, one target now firm-wide for the next financial year. It's in everybody's business plan. And what we're getting from one of the main themes of the feedback was that our clients wanted more face-to-face time with us. So now I'm like, well, you know, I have this great program that I can now implement for you, if you like, on how you're going to get more work from your existing client base. So we haven't started a referral program yet. We've just been gathering this evidence. We only did it in July, but now I have a great excuse to go and to do that analysis of the program.
A lot of it too with inbound marketing is figuring out what are your services that people are going to search on. And it's not our small business services, but that is a complete referral situation. So we established our international services and our employee benefit plan audit services. People do Google those. And what I've done is scheduled conference calls with the consultant and each person in the niche group individually. So from staff member to director. So there's the buy-in where they're getting everyone involved and their buy-in. And he walks them through conversation, and it's amazing the information that comes out of it. Really what they focus on is either tell me about one particular client that you have, or tell me about why you think, like, what are people searching, what are we providing to them that they're looking for. And of course the client scenario is like a case study, so it's easier for them, and we work through it. And then he goes back and he writes content, which we get approved, which there's no pictures or anything fun like that. It's just pure words for the back end of our website so that it does the search engine optimization. But what we've gotten out of it is I'm realizing things that I don't even have on my website that I need to, because I sit in every one of those calls. And things that I don't even know, like I'm learning and they're learning, and where we're missing on our website, and then we're getting their involvement. So then you can see their brains start moving, like, well, why aren't we marketing this? I didn't even think that that was something we could market. So then we're getting their buy-in from it as well. So in those two service lines that we started with in 4 months, I've gotten over $50,000 of closed business.
So one of the problems we always had was internal communication between younger staff and partners, and getting them together and like, what do you do? And you know, if they only work with one partner, that's all they know. And they don't get to meet the other people, and they kind of feel intimidated. One of our partners actually had a great idea of doing an ice cream social and having the partners serve the staff, and they dressed up with hats and aprons, and we had like an egg cream machine, and I made like this huge bulletin board with like the types of sundaes they can get. But it was great because they got to, you know, talk to some of the partners while they were standing online waiting to like place their order, and then we had kind of like a state of the nation type of thing.